Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this December 26th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody had a great Tuesday out there so far. Everybody has a great Tuesday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. Also, the weather radar across the nation, the Watches Warning Advisory map for your location across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the European snowfall totals over the next 10 days. And also, we're going to take a look at the ice total also for the GFS all the way through the next 16 days. So stick around to the entire video. Do not miss a beat of this forecast. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe today. Love to have you. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. And as you can see here, we got pretty much dry conditions over south, southeast, south, well, south, southeast, south, and southwestern Canada. Can't get it out there, folks, but we got it that time. Alright, dry conditions spread through Montana, down into California, Gulf of California, northern central Mexico, all the way toward Georgia, northern Florida, portions of South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, back into portions of Wisconsin, Iowa, also into Kansas, Oklahoma, also into portions of North and South Dakota as well. Alright, shower activity from up here from New Brunswick through Maine, through Connecticut, Rhode Island, down to Maryland, Delaware, D.C., and then two portions of the Carolinas. Also back to Ohio, also into Michigan as well. We have mixed precipitation up here in northern New Brunswick through northern Maine, over toward Toronto, Canada, Montreal, Ottawa, Canada, over toward the Great Lakes region, northern Michigan, northern Wisconsin, through Minnesota, all the way back into Nebraska, and also portion of Colorado, and also northwest Kansas. More mixed precipitation over here in areas of southern Canada, southwestern Canada, around Vancouver through Seattle, Washington. Also in the portion of Oregon, the mountains of California, and also northern California as well, with rain showers along coastal areas as well. From southwestern Canada, western Washington, Oregon State, down in central and northwest Mexico, and also in the Pacific Ocean. Thunderstorms and showers down in the Gulf of Mexico, across southern Florida, also in the Atlantic waters, into the outer banks of North Carolina. All of this activity is for your Wednesday, December 27th. Alright, let's move on to your Thursday forecast. As you can see, we got dry conditions over southeast, southwestern Canada, back through Montana, portion of Washington, Oregon State, Nevada, portion of California, Gulf of California, northern central Mexico, to Texas, to the Carolinas, also in toward Virginia, also northern Florida, Panhandle, Florida as well, also through portion of Missouri, all the way up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, also up toward Lake Superior. Alright, we got mixed precipitation up here in portion of New Brunswick, Newfoundland, also through Maine, New Hampshire, northern New York State, also through Pennsylvania, down into western North Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, also in the portion of southeast Wisconsin. Some shower activity over portions of the Great Lakes region, western portion of Michigan. Same up here toward Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, down toward Delaware and D.C. Thunderstorm activity in the Atlantic waters. Showers out there as well. Some shower and thunderstorm activity in the areas of the Bahamas, northern Cuba. Shower activity in the Gulf of Mexico. Shower and thunderstorm activity along coastal areas of Washington, Oregon, and northwest California. Mixed precipitation along the mountain chains of California, northern California, portion of Oregon, also towards Seattle, Washington, also toward Vancouver, Canada, and also in the northern Idaho as well. All of this activity is for your Thursday, December 28th. Alright, the weather radar across the nation, so that way you get a chance to see where the precipitation is falling. Alright, we got a little bit of activity over here along the west coast, moving into Washington State, a little bit into Oregon, northern California, around San Francisco. Some activity over toward Utah. We got a lot of activity still. That winter storm ongoing over here in portion of Oklahoma, back into Missouri, Iowa. Also in the portion of Denver, Colorado, back toward Wyoming, through the Dakotas, also northern Minnesota. Also into southern Canada, southeast Canada, just north of Montreal. More shower and snow showers up here in portions of New York State. More showers and storms extending from Pennsylvania all the way down into the Carolinas, also in the coastal waters of the southeast coast. More mixed precipitation, shower activity from Ohio down into Kentucky and Tennessee as well. Alright, elsewhere looks pretty dry at this time. Alright, let's move on to the Watches Warning Advisory map for your locating across the nation. Alright, you can see we got special weather statements up here from Maine, back in the portion of Vermont, New Hampshire, New York State. Also, we have some dense fog advisories in portion of Maine and Vermont, and also along the Connecticut, Boston area, and also down toward New York City. We got some flood watches, flood advisory, flood warnings in effect for portion of Virginia, North Carolina, upstate South Carolina. River flood warnings still continue for eastern North Carolina. Dense fog advisory for southern South Carolina, southeast Georgia. We got dense fog advisory along coastal areas of Florida, the west coast of Florida, even off the southeast coast. Also, we got those small craft advisory storm warnings from near the Virginia line all the way down to the South Carolina and Georgia line, just a little bit just northeast of Florida as well. More storm warnings, also small craft advisory from Southern California back to Washington State. There's that blizzard warning in red, extended in South Dakota, also in the Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, a little bit in also a portion of Wyoming. Winter storm warnings there, winter weather advisories as well in Wyoming, also western portions of South Dakota, and also in Nebraska. High wind warnings in portion of Colorado. We got more winter weather advisories in portion of Kansas, also in the portion of Missouri, also in the portion of Iowa, same in through the Dakotas, also back in the portion of northern Minnesota. The purple area right in here, the burgundy color here, this is an ice storm warning for portion of Minnesota, back through North and South Dakota as well. Alright, we got high wind warnings over here in portion of Oregon State, Northern California. Wind advisories there too for portion of Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. Freeze warning there as well. And also, well, winter weather advisory, excuse me, for Northern California. Also some flood warning along the coastal area, flood advisories there as well. The Hawaiian Chain Island, central and south, looks pretty good. Got a flood warning for one of the central islands, and gale warnings and storm warnings and small craft advisories to the north. Also, we have winter weather advisory, winter storm warnings in effect for Alaska. Around the islands here, we're looking at storm warnings and also some small craft advisory around Alaska as well. And that covers the watches warning advisory map for your locating across the nation. Alright, here's the snowfall total per the European model. As you can see, is over southeast Canada into portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, also toward New Brunswick area. Lighter amount down into the Appalachian of western North Carolina. Also back into the Plains states, some heavy precipitation over in the Rockies, and also over the Sierra Mountains, southwestern portion of Canada and portions of Montana, back over through the Dakotas, and also into portions of Minnesota. This is the snowfall total for the European. Let's take a look at the GFS computer model run. I showed it last night, 384 hours out. If it'll go that far, okay, it's still loading. We'll let it load up here real quick. And this is the snowfall total all the way through January the 10th. You can see the heaviest snowfall per the GFS is up here in the southeast Canada over toward Maine. A little bit in the portions of West Virginia, back down into portions of Virginia, also into western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, over here toward Iowa, also into Michigan and also Wisconsin. Same over here toward the Dakotas, and then more back over toward the Sierra Mountains in the California, Rocky Mountains in northwest U.S. Some heavier precipitation there as well. Alright, so that's your snowfall total for the GFS and also the European. Alright, and finally we're going to take a look at the ice total per the GFS. Through January 11th as well. The ice totals comes in from up here across southeast Canada, all the way back down in New York State, portion of Pennsylvania, got about a half-inch of ice. That's just a total through during that period. We have a few pockets in North Carolina, same over here in portion of Kentucky and southern Indiana, Illinois that is. Also over here in portion of Kansas, all the way back into portion of Wisconsin. And also this is that little ice totals here, a few hundredths of an inch, maybe a half, maybe to a tenth of an inch of ice possible across North Dakota and Minnesota. And also got more up here in South Canada as well. Alright, let's see if the European will show the snowfall totals. I mean the ice totals, but that's just snow. No, it won't show the ice total because they don't have it. But anyway, that's the snowfall total, GFS once again. I mean the European. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribe if you have not. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening, folks. Take care.